After setting up the Rekon Y6 and doing some test flights, it was time for the first long-range flight with the hexacopter. As promised, I made comparison flights with the Rekon Y6 and the Bob 57 at the same location. I chose an easy spot with a good line of sight to the top of a mountain. Let's take off. To compare the two flights, and therefore the two drones, I tried to keep the route and time as identical as possible. Both drones used the same battery, a 2,200 mAh 6S Lipo battery. To get real values, I recharged the two identical batteries after the flights and used the recharged milliamperes to compare the performance. The Rekon Y6 feels like it needs much more throttle to climb. However, the amps are at a similar level compared to the Bob 57 climbing the same mountain. Maybe I need to adjust the throttle PID to get a more familiar feel. Also, you can see some vibration in the GoPro mini footage while climbing the mountain. I already fixed this by reinstalling the props. I secured them with thread locker, Loctite 222 for small screws. The Bob 57 feels more agile at the top of the mountain. We have light winds from the south that day, but nothing the drones have to deal with. Maybe the less sensitive throttle makes the Rekon feel less agile to me. The way back is very stable and I have no concerns about the battery capacity. Both drones will make it back easily and there will be enough capacity left. I'm very curious about the data from the charger because the milliamps of both drones are not configured correctly. Unfortunately, the last few seconds of the GoPro Bones recording are missing. Here are the results. The Rekon Y6 had a flight time of 6 minutes and 50 seconds. 1,265 milliamp hours were charged after the flight. The Bob 5.7 had a flight time of 7 minutes and 20 seconds. 1,621 milliamp hours were recharged. To eliminate the difference in endurance, I calculate the milliamps up or down to a median flight time of 7 minutes and 5 seconds. So we get about 1,311 milliamp hours for the Rekon and 1,566 milliamp hours for the Bob for the same calculated flight time. This is about 19% more energy consumption of the Bob 5.7. I understand that these are rough calculations and only one experiment, but the difference of almost 20% is very clear. It should also be noted that a GoPro Bones was mounted on the Bob 5.7 and a heavier GoPro 11 Mini was mounted on the Rekon Y6. Thinking about weight, I put both setups on a scale. The Bob 5.7 with battery and GoPro weighs 976 grams. The Rekon Y6 weighs 798 grams ready to fly. Again, a difference of about 20%. This may explain the difference in energy consumption. I'm very happy with the Rekon Y6 so far. The VTX connection is very stable due to the long antennas which are not blocked by the battery mounted at the bottom. Flight time and range are similar or even better than with the Bob 5.7. The drone is smaller, but not really easier to transport because there are propellers everywhere. I just need to adjust the PIDs and get more flight hours to feel more comfortable with the drone. Both drones have good, unique flight characteristics. I'm excited to see which one I use for which targets.